the heart of who we are really is about adoption. It's really believing at the end of the day that kids need a place where they know that they're safe, they're permanent, and they always have a family to call their own. And that's who we are at Lilyfield. That's really what we believe in. And everything we do is based on that, just that foundational belief that the Lord sets the lonely in families, and that His desire for children is for them to be raised in safe homes. And for us at Lilyfield, homes where they're going to hear about Jesus and they're going to learn about the love of Christ every day. We are so thankful to get to share the story of a specific adoptive family and birth family. And their story is their own and it's unique, but it's really beautiful. What you're going to hear from them is just this love that has grown, that as Austin and Summer as the adoptive family and Aubrey as the birth mom, how they have really created this relationship that honors their child. And really from a place, I think, of sacrifice, so sacrificing at times our own hopes and wishes and dreams and expectations. I think you're going to hear from them when we kind of lay down what we want, and especially in adoption, this is true. Often God does something that we could never have even imagined.
I'm Aubrey. I kind of grew up everywhere, but mainly in Edmond. That's where I went to middle school and high school. Growing up was pretty tough. I grew up in a single parent home with my mom and my little brother. My dad was never around.
Yeah, we always wanted to have kids. Austin's family, there's five siblings, and I have one brother, and so we knew we always wanted to have children. Our journey to start a family wasn't working out the way that we had planned, and so we just decided to take another step where God was leading us, and so that's why we decided that we needed to start a family this way.
I found out that I was pregnant in October of 2015, and I was currently living from place to place. And what made me consider adoption was just the fact that I knew that I did not have enough financial or physical stability to be able to support her. And so I got online and I looked up some different agencies, and Lilyfield really drew my attention, and I didn't have any support from anyone. Not my parents, the father was not in the picture, and I knew that by myself I would not be able to provide for her what she deserved, and I wanted her to have a better life than I did growing up. And they made me really comfortable here.
It was really weird how things worked out. I think, God leads us in the right direction, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, it was kind of scary, but once everything was in place, it was pretty easy going, and we're pretty excited.
After we did all the legalities and everything, and I told her this is exactly what I wanted to do, we moved on, and she brought a bunch of books. And the very first family that I was drawn to, I immediately knew that they were the ones that I wanted. I met them. We set up a lunch, and I met with them, and I just knew from that very point on, I was like, this is the family that I want.
She told me many times how long she had waited for a couple like us to be in her life, and we equally told her that we waited a long time for her.
The most important part of this process was, forming a relationship with the birth mom. Being able to be in the room when the baby was born, being able to cut the cord. It was great. I couldn't have been happier, with the process.
I can't imagine doing it without that. Being in the hospital, we were able to room in and stay in the room across from her. So we were there for the 2 days when she gave birth, and I was able to cut the cord. So that was really neat to be a part of that. And the nurse called me to the side, and I was able to see her wiped off.
And she actually held my hand the entire time and was right there the entire time, and even stayed in her own room at the hospital, and we kind of switched off and on, So, it was really cool.
We were able to, through Lilyfield, help provide a few basic necessities for her. People don't understand, what birth moms are going through. We may not really understand her situation, but we know that we were able to support her during this really difficult time. And our caseworker still keeps in contact with our birth mom to check in on her and see how she's doing. And they provide counseling services and all of that.
If I hadn't had the support from Amy and from this entire group of people here, I probably wouldn't have felt as comfortable about it or felt like I could do it, because Amy literally, she helped me through everything. She made sure to let me know it was going to be okay, and that they were always going to be here for me. And then even after I had the baby, if I ever needed anything, I could come up here, just come, pop in and visit, or call Amy and say I need some help, and she'll help me. So if it hadn't have been for them, I probably wouldn't have made this decision, and then I feel like I may have regretted it later. I even feel like maybe a year from now I still could come up to Amy and be like, hey, I'm still struggling with some things, and she would be there. Or if I just said, hey, I really need someone to come meet with me, I feel like she'd come driving down the street if she had time. And I like that, because I have never had that kind of support from anyone before. So
Anyway, we hope that other adopted families, hopefully through our story, that they will be inspired to want to do the same thing and not let obstacles or money or worry or pride or stress or anxiety, get in the way of things.
I feel like our story was very unique, just because when I came into Lilyfield, I didn't expect things to be that way. I kind of figured it wasn't going to be very personable, and I was going to have to, I was going to feel like forced to do it, and then when Amy came in and she was so supportive about it, and then meeting Summer, I was like, I feel like I have a family here. Not just a number, I actually have people who truly care about me and care about my child too. So